from Joshua Ovenshire, Arthur Parsons, Clancy Brown, Erica Luttrell, Ames Kirshen, and Justin Ramsden.
All right. Well, this is exciting. What's up? Welcome to E3. We did it, people. This is the thing people dream about coming to, and we're here together. Now, this is really exciting because not only are we just here at E3 celebrating all things video games, but also today we are talking about DC supervillains with the amazing cast and crew that made this game today. And we have here on our panel, to my right, we've got Arthur Parsons. Now, you are the head of design for TT Games.
I am, yeah. Thank you.
And then, of course, Clancy Brown, an actor and voice of Lex Luthor in the game. And another cast member, actress and voice of Cheetah, we've got Erica Luttrell. And then all the way from DC, we have Ames Kirshen of VP Interactive and Animations at DC. And then Justin Ramsden, all the way from LEGO headquarters, coming here as a lead designer. Like, you designed the LEGO figures, like they're your babies. You make these.
Part of, but mainly the models and sets.
Well, this is really exciting. Well, we just saw the announced trailer. That's what you guys just saw here. It's been out for a few days now, but still so many questions. What are we looking at? What's happening there?
It's our opportunity to do what DC does best, which is villains.
Yes, 100%.
Everyone likes playing villains in any game we've ever made, and now we're getting to make the game front and center about DC's villains.
Now, speaking of villains, I think one of the greatest villains in just pop culture ever is showing up. We've got Joker and Harley Quinn next to him. But it kind of looks like they're in cahoots with the other villains. Like, this is a dangerous character, and he's playing nice there. Is that going to work out?
Yes, it's a story that it's quite complicated, but I'll try and summarize in like 20 seconds.
Okay.
So, the bad guys always face off against the good guys. The good guys, the Justice League, the good guys end up vanishing and getting replaced by replacement good guys who are bad guys. Those bad guys are there pretending to be good guys, but the bad guys realize that the good guys, that the replacements are actually bad guys, that are really bad guys. The bad guys try and stop those bad guys that pretend to be good guys,
now the bad guys.
And then everything goes wrong, and then a really big bad guy turns up.
So there's other bad guys with the good guys who are bad guys.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Yes, there we go. And then the ending. We saw a lot of familiar faces, and then we see a character that's changing up a lot of it. What are we seeing there at the ending of that trailer?
So this was something Ames and I worked on like really early on when we were coming up with the idea for this game. It's your own character. So when you play it, you get to create your own DC villain. But it's not just a cosmetic thing. That character follows you through the story. You upgrade that character. You power that character up. You assign powers. It becomes a character that is super important to the story, and right at the end is vital to everything.
That's amazing.
And we've never done that in the LEGO game.
You were describing it. I was like, I don't remember doing that before. So,
Never.
And we're looking at like a bunch of stuff you can do to make this character, not just cosmetic.
You change everything.
Everything.
Yeah. So everything that Justin and the crew do for the models, we're allowing people to do digitally. So you can change decals and colors and heads and facial features, and you just stick everything. It's crazy.
Throughout the game.
Yeah.
And we connected that character to the DNA of something in the DC lore that fans will love.
Okay.
Is it the same for every game, that Uber boss?
It is. That character will go through the story with the other DC villains and will be an integral part of the game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Love it.
Super.
Cool. So you work with that new character.
Okay.
But speaking of characters, there's a lot of characters in this game. We got some of the cast here. And one of my favorite things about the LEGO games have always been the cutscenes.
Yeah.
Do you mind if we show, maybe, do you guys want to see a cutscene of like some stuff that hasn't been seen yet for this game?
Yeah.
Groovy. Want to do it? Let's do it. Let's show some Lex Luthor.
Stop right there, Luthor.
Ah, Superman. I'm guessing a campfire is missing an overgrown Boy Scout.
And Stryker's prison kitchen is missing one bald-headed pot washer.
I chop the vegetables now.
Good for you. Now get back in your cell.
I think not, Superman. I believe you've met
Metallo. He's too unstable to be outside that cell.
Unstable for you, perhaps. His kryptonite core doesn't bother me one bit. Now to get off this rock.
You're not going anywhere.
You really think you can stop me?
No, but we can.
Oh.
Booyah! Not so fast, bad guys.
Back off! Green's my pick!
Where's Batman?
Said he had to take care of an emergency.
Harley Quinn here, documenting another classic criminal caper. And now the star of this show, Mr. J!
Where is it?
We just stole some neato stuff, previously procured by Wayne Tech. Mr. J and I love a good rabbit, taken from all those suckers who are too honest to steal.
No, it's not here! It's not here!
Aw, come on, Pud. Say something funny for a villain.
Oh, not now, Pumpkin. Can you see I'm busy? Here, take this.
Ooh, pretty. Whatever it is.
Nowhere to run, Joker.
Pud, how about we get on the chopper?
Relax. He'll never hit us from way up there.
2 with 1 shot. Not bad.
Say cheese, man!
Sounds like you're out of time.
That's fun. I'm sorry. Now, like you said, this is the first time we're actually just to be able to, we're putting the villains first. And with you two being able to play villains, is it true? Like, it's better being the bad guy, right? Is it more exciting, more fun to be a villain versus a hero?
It's a lot more fun.
Thank you, Erica.
I love it.
Now, with that, being able to play a villain versus a hero, what did you guys kind of bring to that? What kind of fun do you get to have in the booth when playing a villain?
Well, this is the first time that we've actually been the stars of the show, so that's nice.
Yeah.
But it's really not fun to play a good guy, because there is a part where we play a good guy, and that wasn't very much fun.
No, it's
Too many
not.
rules as a good guy.
No, there's just a lot more conflict if you're playing a villain. There's just a lot more to you. There's, we all have things that we deal with and suffer with and whatever, and they manifest in different ways. And it's so interesting how it manifests as a villain, because you just kind of let it go and scream like a kid.
Good. Just
Villains are just heroes with a different agenda.
There you go. It's all based on perspective.
That's right.
Now, in that cutscene, we saw the Justice League hanging out. But as I'm understanding, the Justice League isn't always there, and there's a new group of heroes, but villains or hero villains. Can you tell us about those characters? What's going on there?
So what you're seeing there is a new Justice League is mysteriously vanished, and a new group of heroes shows up called the Justice Syndicate. And no one quite knows what to make of this new group. They seem a little suspicious. And our protagonists here, the Legion of Doom, led by obviously the likes of Lex Luthor and Cheetah, Joker, Harley, they've got to do their own investigation of what's going on here, protect their turf, because these are newbies, don't look right. So that's the crux of our story.
That's fun. Now, there's been so many LEGO games, all of which very fun. Now, this one doing supervillains, where did that idea come from? Was it kind of like, why haven't we done this yet?
So about a year and a half ago, Arthur called me. I was on the way to the office, and he said, okay, we're ready to start talking about the next LEGO DC game. And he said, we can do anything. And both of us just kind of automatically gravitated to villains. Good. We wanted to mix it up. We wanted to do something new, fresh, and unique. We had 3 amazing LEGO Batman games. We started to slowly but surely open up the DC universe with each subsequent release. And this time we're like, you know what? One of DC's biggest strengths is the breadth and depth of supervillains that we have. Let's make a game where we get to play baddies. Let's do it.
It's all working.
And with so many characters, there is also a good, healthy mix between male villains and female villains. Was this by design, or was it just because the DC library just has so many great villains?
I think it's just because the library has so many absolutely amazing villains. You know, the vibrancy, the colors,
Yep.
and you have got characters like Cheetah and Harley that are forefront. It's just a great roster, top to bottom.
Absolutely, yeah. I think that's two of our more iconic pillars at DC is the supervillains that we have. They're so recognizable for decades in comics and media, and then obviously our female characters so strong and recognizable too. You know, Harley Quinn, Cheetah, Wonder Woman, just to name a few.
Yeah, it is that thing that the villain thing came up because a long time ago, 2008, when we did Lego Batman 1, it does feel like a long time ago, doesn't it? Like there wasn't even any voice work in that game.
10 years, yeah.
That was still, So when we did that one, you played heroes, but there was also, you could play villains as well.
Right.
And those villain missions were, in my mind, the best bit. And for 10 years, I've been wanting to make a villain game.
Took you 10 years and not a year.
And
it's right there.
And the team have been wanting to do it. So
you know, game development, it's a long, iterative process.
Of course.
Yeah.
We had 10 years of Lego games in between.
We've been incubating this for a long time.
That's right.
Right.
But yeah, you got to go in the Batcave and play as the Batman family, and then you got to switch to Arkham and play as the villains. And you know, to Arthur's point, we get more feedback about playing the villains in Lego Batman 1 than anything. We're like, maybe we're onto something there.
Yeah, definitely.
Great. Now, I just news that I'm really gravitating towards is the ability to create my own Lego character and have that be a part of the story. We actually do have another video really focusing on the creations that you can create in this game. So let's go ahead and take a look at that.
I have my own Lego character.
I haven't seen this video yet. That's pretty cool.
Jeez.
Do they all take that long to make?
I didn't doubt you. I didn't doubt you at all. But when you said a lot, that's a lot. There's a lot to that.
Well, you're only seeing the surface level there. What you're not seeing there, that was a lot of the cosmetics, and it's amazingly deep, all the cosmetic choices you have there, and your gadgets and whatnot, but the actual gameplay mechanics that you can choose for your character, Arthur.
Because you can assign powers.
Oh, because like every Lego character has different things that they can do. So
yeah, and you can assign them, and as you upgrade as well, you can assign beams. So I can have beams from my eyes, like Superman, or I can do it from hand, 2 hands from my chest. And the options are endless. And in answer to what you said, Clancy, There's also a button that says randomize and go, which is my favorite button because then you don't know what you're going to get. It's like boom, and it's amazing.
Now, with Justin, you design these Lego figures, but now we get to do the same thing. Is the process kind of the same? Do you sit in an office, hit the random button, like how?
Yeah, randomize and go.
How is this process compared to your process?
Yeah, so it's much similar to the whole Lego experience in the fact that you've got random parts of minifigures that you can join together and then you're ready to play. And it's an amazing how many options that they've got. It's just really brilliant to see that kids can be even better than Lego designers because not only do they get to design the figures, but then they actually get to play with it in the game, which is something that we can only see on screen.
Oh, yeah, it's such a big part of like growing up with Lego. Like you make your pieces and then you play with it. But now this is what we're seeing in game. There's all these Legos in game. But as a fan that maybe has a room with a lot of Lego figures and loves DC, is there anything you can tell us about any upcoming DC Lego playsets?
Yes, so there's a few, and in fact, you already saw one of the sets that's coming out in August. So it's the Bat Jet. We've also got like a Bat Trike that's coming out, and most importantly for me, so there's an RC Batmobile as well. So
what?
It's really, really cool. So
really?
That may show up in the back of the game. But
really exciting.
Yeah, there's a load of great figures as well, such as the Ace the Bat Hound and Omax there, and Batwoman, and it's all these great fan favorites that we finally put in plastic form, which also get to be in the game. So
that's really cool. Now speaking of figures. We have a special figure that comes with the special edition. Do you want to show us what we're working with here?
Clancy's got one.
Clancy's got it right there.
Well, yes.
Now, who is that, Clancy? Who are we looking at?
That looks like Lex Luthor in a weird Superman costume.
Hybrid suit.
Maybe you could explain this, DC and Lego Man.
So as part of our rebirth a few summers ago that we launched, Lex Luthor became a part of the Justice League, and he sees himself as the ultimate human. We don't need beings from other planets to protect our world. He is the ultimate human being. He is the epitome of humanity. He is humanity's Superman. So he made his own. Lex is always known to have his power suit. That's kind of his go-to kind of costume, but now he made his own where he is the Superman for humanity. And that is an exclusive minifig that we're having for the game.
Yeah, so when people pre-order the game at GameStop, this is what you get. But you get it. Unfortunately, Clancy can't make them all, so they come in this lovely polybag.
And obviously, it's in the game and playable.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, I want to talk more about the figure in a few moments, but...
Will we have more of these?
More of the... He's going to need a room full.
More Lex Luthor?
Well, speaking of more Lex Luthor...
We've got to spread the love, Clancy.
Will there be a Cheetah?
Yeah, I'd take a Cheetah.
Or a Harley, or a...
Yeah, I mean, all of these are, based on the existing Lego figures, so yeah, we're going to have physical versions of all of them.
Hey, if you want, Clancy, you and me, we'll go down to the Lego store. We'll get, like, the whole collection.
I want to make sure Lego makes their money from this.
Yeah. But I need to know, like, this isn't the first time you've been Lex Luthor. What is it about the character that brought you back to him?
Being paid?
That's always good. That is nice.
It's what you said. He's humanity's ultimate human. He's particularly relevant these days, I think.
Well,
a businessman who wants to rule the world in his particular businessman
in the
kind
comics,
of way.
Rises to power, yeah.
But I think when we had the likes of we brought up Kevin and Mark, the seminal voices of these characters for the last 20 plus years. For Arthur and I, Clancy is the ultimate voice of Lex Luthor, and he had to be in this game. It's now 22 years since he debuted in Superman the Animated Series, and
you had to say 20.
We had to bring the whole ensemble back of those seminal shows that are definitive versions of the DC characters.
Great, and I think
he doesn't age. That's the other thing.
That's also great.
He doesn't look 22 years older.
When you're bringing life to Lex Luthor, what do you like to bring to this character to kind of make him yours?
It depends what the script is. The Lego game scripts are always they're a little different than the animation scripts, the JLU scripts and all that.
Hilarious.
They're hilarious. They're great jokes. They're
just lots of jokes.
lots of great jokes, lots of great things that you couldn't do in a feature or in an animated feature or in the series. You just couldn't violate that. But
silly.
But for some reason, when you put them in a Lego figure, you can get away with all sorts of horrible things, all sorts of great jokes.
And speaking of which, like this, like the jokes, the comedy, it's all very outrageous, just like the story. What was it like trying to bring together such an outrageous story, and now with villains who kind of don't really follow other people's rules, just their own? Like, what was that like putting that story together?
That's the best bit. When Ames and I were talking, like the first thing we put at the top was villains, obviously. The second thing was that we wanted this to be the funniest Lego game ever. Remember in the conversation?
That was the quote. Yeah, that was the mandate.
I was like, Ames, it's going to be the funniest Lego game ever, and he was like, explain. And I was just like, right, you've got bad guys doing bad things. So that's funny anyway, especially in a Lego game. But then you've got bad guys realizing, and we're going back to the good guy, bad guy thing. You've got bad guys remembering and realizing that these pretend good guys are bad guys, trying to do something about it, but they're bad guys. They're actually not very good at being good.
They don't play well together necessarily, not as harmonious as the Justice League, so that kind of writes itself in terms of the fun interactions and scenes you get between the villains.
And the other thing is seeing the Justice Syndicate trying to pose as the Justice League.
Right.
You know, Owlman trying to go about business as Batman and Ultraman and everything.
Seeing that combination is going to be fun.
It's like, and it's hilarious. And our writing team just smashed it. Good. Like the sessions that these guys and the rest of the cast did, we're listening in, and it's fun.
I would imagine you would like died laughing, just like going like over all those takes and just having fun with it.
Yes, some of the things that get said,
So the figure will be available through the special edition of the game. Is that correct?
Through the deluxe edition.
The deluxe edition of the game.
At GameStop.
So that's going to come with.
It can be pre-ordered now.
That's going to come with the season pass. You'll also have early access to the DLC characters. You'll get the minifig, which is really fun. And there's another video that I really want us to get to, and it's something that you guys will be able to talk about while the video's playing.
Oh,
yeah.
The open world.
Yeah,
we have time.
I'm making time. I'm making time for this.
This is lots of people that are dialing in would dialing in. You don't dial in anymore. What am I saying?
Yeah, and your 56K modem. You
there we go.
In,
they're tuning in, watching.
Sure. So let's
internet.
Let's go ahead and show the open world hub, and you can kind of give us a little description of what we're looking at as we go to this video.
Okay, cool. So the game is hugely expansive, but the open world that we've got for LEGO DC Supervillains features Gotham. We also have Metropolis, don't we, Ames? Which is great, merging in together. And you'll see this is like an early snapshot to show people the scope and the scale of everything we've got in here. And obviously, in amongst the city, we have all the amazing locations that people would expect to be in Metropolis and Gotham. There we go, as we go around there. But it's a lot bigger than that. We have an area of Smallville, don't we, Ames?
Yes, we do.
We also have Strikers Island, Amusement Mile. We might get a glimpse here as we go down here through the roadway. And it's huge. And all of this ties and links the story together. We've also got, as we go through this section here, we're going to end up looking at Arkham. You can't not have Arkham. We've got Belle Reve as well.
Yes. Wouldn't be a DC Villains game without the Suicide Squad's
No, absolutely.
Right?
One of the things that we can't show that's part of the hub, but everyone will be excited by, is Apocalypse.
Oh yeah, Apocalypse. That takes place in the DC universe. So obviously that means, and you see it here in the key art, Darkseid and his merry men and women are part of this game, and Apocalypse is another amazing location you'll get to explore and play in, and more to come on that as we reveal more throughout the campaign.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, because it's E3, we're hungry for information. We saw some of the locations there. Is there any other locations you can kind of hint at, talk about? Maybe they'll show up in the hub?
Tower.
I don't know. Yeah, the Watchtower. I don't know. I've probably said too much already.
There's other DC worlds that you're going to visit.
So if you know of a DC location there, might be safe.
Pretty much. I mean, certainly, like Arthur said, with Metropolis and Gotham represented all the key locations, fun locations in the
Iceberg
universe.
Lounge. That's pretty cool.
Yep.
Fortress of Solitude. No.
I can't remember.
Batcave.
Okay.
Now,
Yeah, but not the Fortress of Solitude.
So Ames, you're at DC and you're also helping with this game. What is that balance like? Are you still working with some of like the DC Comics stuff that's happening while balancing out with the Lego stuff?
Yeah, so I work primarily, in like kind of creative development with the game team at, Warner Brothers Games and the studios like TT, and then also I oversee our animation development with Warner Brothers Animation. So, but obviously we're a very close-knit unit at DC. I know what's going on in the comics and working really closely. Jeff Johns obviously is our, was my boss as of yesterday, and Jim Lee, he was, our publisher, and now our chief creative officer. So we all work very harmoniously to make sure that all the things that are going on across the DC universe are represented in all the different amazing projects we have going on across the company.
Good. Now, as we come to the end of this, we actually do have time. We have some questions that we got from the Facebook live stream. So really quickly, I want to get this question in there, because, and please applaud if you agree with Lily Staffield when she says, please tell me Lobo will be in this game. Come on, you want Lobo in this game.
I can't answer that.
Okay, you can't answer that.
But you
Great.
could make him.
Well, guys, thank you.
Could you make him if you want? If he's not,
yeah, absolutely. You can make anything you want.
Lobo.
Well,
Make
guys,
a better Lobo.
This is amazing. This game looks amazing, and I'm glad that all of you were able to see this and be able to experience more from this game. So thank you for taking time out of your E3 to show us LEGO DC Supervillains. I'm excited.
I'm excited.
Good. All right, thank you so much, guys.
Coming up, Ghost of Tsushima.